And so then you break out, so like you're showing us, giving us directives of what, do not leave your seat too, and then remember, so like, and then you give that back to us. Remember, like, this is what we need, this is what's gonna get us to where we are trying to go, right? So remember the teachings, and then
Jesus is Martin King. Love and non-violence was our way, but it was not our way.
Okay.
And that's when I go to my, they spit on us, they curse us.
so like, feel what that is. So love and non-violence, like that's the goal, right? And so like, feel what that is, and then break out. They spit like who raised these people? They spit on us, what?
They spit on us, they cursed us, they called us names. Angry mobs would attack, police would arrest.
So they spit on us, they cursed us, they called us names. See the mobs. Angry moms, and like, what does that do to you, right? Angry moms would attack.
The police would arrest us as if we were to blame.
And so like, yeah, you can always like physically do something to alert at what is happening around you, right? And then keep going. I know it's hard to be able to break it up.
What else? Police would arrest us if we were to blame.
It didn't matter.
But that didn't matter. Another group would sit right up front to the counter.
So then like we're right back. Then you can't be trusted. Right? Let's try to get there.
What part?
The segregation, the beginning?
Yeah, let's start from the beginning and try to like set us up and then like reel us in, give us the thing and then break out. And then just be careful. So it's so easy to get to plow through your speaking part, but spit on us. It's like, what is it? So like, so they spit on us. So when I say cursed us, they cursed us. Like what? And then
They called us names.
they called us names.
Angry mobs would attack.
That, yeah, so play with that and do that. She's gonna be great. So when you go into the they bomb, so what's right before they bomb? I love like all of that. That was so beautiful. And then the love,
Love and violence was our way, but it was not their way.
Mm-hmm.
They spit on us, they cursed us, they called us names. Angry mobs would attack. Police would arrest us if we were to blame.
That was all great. Keep going.
It didn't matter. Another group was deaf, brown,
that was right. And so when you do that, like, I saw you do the step, but like, it's the shoulders back kind of thing, right?
They did that, it was step from the front to the counter, it wouldn't stop our pace, then they bombed the Z.
So it didn't matter, and then like let that you, right? So like see it, right? And you see that they bombed. So like you should know, we should be like, what just happened before you actually say the words, right? And so like let that, and so it's all like don't throw it away. Like it's all, it's here. Yeah.
Thank you.
So last time we did this, our speaker went out, so I ended up having to play the whole thing. Yeah, so it's like, here we go. All right.
What's volunteering? We put the numbers in there?
No, Jackson, what? Because she said she would. Yeah, she just told me.
It's all right, come on. I'll walk with you. Walk with you. It's okay. Everybody got a little applause.
Oh, yeah.
And it's okay if you're reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't always clean. Once, I was simply Celine Frazier, a kind-hearted girl who somehow ended up in the palace just because her family was blessed by God someday. I grew up fine until I didn't. I was just a girl. But I wasn't. I didn't know what I wasn't. For a while, I was Adonis's right-hand woman. King's favorite. He had other favorites. Not ones that he'd start a war over. But favorites. It hurt. Did some. And I didn't understand it because I was so young. Now I know. Celine started in Velvet. And I got there by killing a man in his soul. Do you understand that? It wasn't your father, but I love your father very deeply. I wouldn't trade him for what he's doing. But I did what I had to do.
Wow, how intentional. That was beautiful. That was so intentional, from the moment that you decided and knew who she was, and like it played so well. So tell me the son, who were you talking to? You talked to your son,
I was talking to my daughter.
your daughter. Okay, oh, your daughter. What? See, this is what happens. This is the world we live in. We automatically say, boy, don't. So you're talking to your daughter. I love that. One thing I would play with is like that was it was so beautiful and engaging. And you said like starting off.
I wasn't always
And do it in the top of the so fast.
I wasn't always clean. Once I was Celine Frazier, a kind girl. A girl who ended up in the palace just because her family was blessed by some gods. But I was just a girl. think it was after she went King's favorite. She goes, but I am queen now because I killed the man I loved.
Okay. And so like, I love how you started off, like, it felt like that there was a facade that had been stripped. And this is her authentic self. But as we know in society, we don't get to do that very often and in front of, very good people. And so when you strip it away and deliver this beautiful thing that you said, but then it brings the who are you? No, like what does that do? Like how does she move? Like how does she? Like what when you put on the crowd on? Yeah, like what? So put her back on. So you start off in that, but then put her back on. Like what does she? How does she? What does her head do? What are her hands? Yeah. Okay, let's try.
I wasn't always queen. Once I was just Celine Frazier, kind girl who got sent to the palace all because her family was blessed by some gods. And I was just a girl.
Hold. And strip it away from you. Right? And then all of that got placed on, like you didn't want it, you didn't ask for it. And so let us see, like, how much like you lost something that you'll never get back. Yes.
I wasn't always queen. Once I was just Celine Frazier. Good girl. Kind girl. Girl who was brought to the palace all because her family was blessed by some gods. But I was just a girl. I was Adonis's right-hand woman. I was the king's favorite. He had other favorites. Not favorites he could afford. But favorites.
Oh. Nice. So he had that's pretty nice. There's something in that. So even though there's this disdain for him, and like the favorite comes other stuff, right? Yes, you get the privileges, but then you also get the wrath, the king's wrath, and like that. I see all of that you're playing. But then like there's something about us when we've been abused in spaces that we still hold on to, but he loved me, but they idolize or whatever. And so like there's still a hint of that in there. So like play with that right there. You can start back right there.
Do you want me to start from the beginning of the monologue?
Start from I was his favorite.
Oh.
Or right, I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Adonis's right-hand woman. King's favorite. He had other favorites. Not favorites he could afford.
it's just a matter of fact. So tell her, it's not, I did what I had to do. I don't have control over much, but I did what I had to do.
You want me to start? I got here by killing a man that I loved. Now, it wasn't my father. I love your father very much. Much more than I ever loved him. But I did what I had to do. But I went to the king. Then I went to me. Then I went to every. I forgot that.
No, that was awesome.
I never gave the backstory on Celine. I'm so sorry. I got like dead into the scene. But Celine is very near and dear to me because I wrote her. She's the main character from the book series I started writing.
Wait, you wrote this whole piece that you just did? Oh my God, it's so good!
Basically, that came off the dome because I was like, I'm gonna revise that scene because I was reading it off my phone and I was like, I don't like some of these lines. I'm gonna change them.
No, that was awesome. Well, I want to read this.
Yeah. So the story starts off. Celine is she's like 8 years old in the beginning of the story, and she's brought into the palace because there's this whole rule and tradition with the king marrying like the ladies of the kingdom who are blessed by fertility goddess. And on her mother's side, she is, but it's not the fertility goddess that they think. I mean, she's blessed by 2, but nobody knows that, and she doesn't even know that. So she grows up in the palace. She grows up alongside Adonis, and along all the other women and kids, and they brought in boys too because they needed soldiers. So she grows up along him. Adonis and her become close, like really close, too close. And then they start this whole sort of relationship, but it's a horrible one. Like, it's very contrasting. Adonis is very, for a lack of better words, abusive to her. And she takes all of this and she takes it for years until she snaps. He leaves for the last time. That's what the whole favorites line was about. That's what the whole favorites line alludes to. So he leaves, she snaps, and she finally decides to let him go. She moves on with life, she gets happy. I love your father very much. She meets her daughter's father. They fall in love, they get married. But Adonis hates that. He hates that she's moved on. He hates that she's happy. And then he starts a war because he tried to kidnap her. She escaped with her husband. So he starts a war to bring her back to the castle forcibly and remove her from her husband so she will be queen. So it's like this conundrum of she's going to be queen one way or another. But during this whole time period, she finds out that she's blessed by the queen of gods. And there was this whole prophecy about whoever is blessed by the queen of gods is meant to bring like the royal family down because they were blessed by the god decay. So it's like a whole life and decay thing, boring at it. And in order to, Adonis' mother later on makes a deal with Celine, like, hey, you kill my son, you get the throne. It's your birthright because this is who you're blessed by. Seems like I wanted to live in peace, but I guess I can't do that unless he's dead because every time I try to, he hunts me down.
Great job. Yeah, I'm gonna read that. I can't wait till it's published.
Right?
Great job. Great job.
Great job. Sorry, y'all. I'm not gonna It is literally impossible to be a woman. You are so beautiful and so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. Like, we always have to be extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong. You have to be thin, but not too thin. And you can never say that you want to be thin. You have to be healthy, but also you have to be thin. You have to say, you have to have money, but you can't ask for money because that's
You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the damn time. You have to be a career woman, but also always be looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane, but if you point that out, of complaining.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
No, I got it. Sorry. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much or that you threaten other women, because you're always supposed to be a part of the sisterhood. But always stand out and always be grateful, but never forget that the sister's rigged. So find a way to acknowledge that, but you also always have to be grateful. You have to never get old, never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's too hard, it's too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal and says thank you. And it turns out that not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault. I'm just so tired of watching myself and every single other woman tie herself into knots just so that people will like us. And if all of that is also true for a doll, just representing a woman, then
I would love to regarding monologue. I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it yet? Well, that's literally the That's the monologue I fear.
I have full intention on watching. I'm just like, it's not. Yes, great job. I felt like there was passion there. What I want to put in is, let's start with Sophie and have to start.
It is literally impossible to be a woman.
So, who are you talking to?
Talking Barbie.
Okay. You're talking to Barbie, and like what, like,
Context.
yeah.
Okay, so Barbie Land is being broken by the Kens, okay, because they like took over Barbie Land. Sorry, I'm spoiling.
No, they're fine.
And Barbie thinks that she's ugly because she's got cellulite and she's old and she's just whatever. And America Ferrera, her character, is like just appalled by the fact that these dolls, who aren't even real, are feeling the same like oppression by the patriarchy that real women are feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's just going off on this whole system and situation and trying to just express that being a woman in today's world is impossible for everyone, and it's never going to be possible.
Is she talking to one Barbie or all the Barbies?
She's talking to one Barbie,
Okay.
but every other Barbie in the vicinity hears this, and so it kind of goes from talking to one Barbie
So like branching out.
to branching out. It's too hard, it's too contradictory, and then it goes back to Barbie.
Okay, start me off.
It is literally impossible to be a woman. You are so beautiful.
Okay, so it's literally impossible. Like, in that, you want to communicate with her that, like, I see you, I hear you, I feel you, right? And so, in that first, I want to communicate that with her. And then what's the second line?
It kills me that you don't think you're good enough.
Because you see the perfection and the imperfections, right? Like, you see that. And so, like, let that mean that. There's so many times that we can have the context in our heads and frame it in a way that, like, you'll never know what that inner monologue, no one knows what that inner monologue is, but you do. And so what you want to give that to her, because right now you're trying to, you're pouring into her in a way. And so, like, let that be like, no, she's better yourself. Like, no, you're, like, are you insane? Have you seen yourself? Like, build her, like, because the world is broken her down. Build her back up.
It is literally impossible. me that you don't think you're good enough. Like, we always have to be extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong. You have to be thin, but not too thin.
Okay, so right now, so yes, and so like pull her out to you, yeah. So, and then talk to her, and so so my baby has an audition coming up, right?
Tomorrow.
And so, an important thing to know, like when you're doing callback, so does everyone know what a cold read is? A cold read? That's where you get a script, you don't know, you've never seen it before, or maybe you're familiar with it, but like you don't know the lines because you're not the character yet, right? So they hand you this and they say, all right, you're in a scene, the two of you are in a scene together, take 2 seconds to look over this line, and then come up and play, right? And so one of the most important parts about the cold read is connecting what's on the page to the people in front of you, right? And so this first line, so it is literally impossible to be a woman. And so maybe that's the line, if you don't know anything else, when you're looking over it, know that line. So the first line, you can give it to them, right? And so it is literally impossible to be a woman. And then in your, you glance and you get that second line, you're so beautiful and so smart. And so like some of the lines you brought up with you, right? And you deliver them in a way where you can grab, deliver, and in the delivery, so you are so beautiful and so smart. And so like I said that first bit and I'm looking back down to grab the other bit. And that way you can stay connected with your audiences, whether you know the lines or not. But that first one was okay, so it was beautiful. So get up, lift her up, and don't come back. I still want to make this in a base step forward, just one step in, and lift her. And then you step first line, you drop her head.
You have to be thin, but not too thin.
Go back.
It is literally impossible to be a woman. You are so beautiful and so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. Like, we always have to be extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong.
Yeah, so it kills me that you don't think that you're good enough. And then it's like the frustration of it, like moves you. Like we have to be extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong. And so maybe that's like you open it up. And so we always have to be extraordinary, but somehow we're doing it wrong. And so maybe that's when you start bringing in the other Barbies, and then like you have to be thin, but not too thin. You have to be short, but tall enough to reach the pedals. So and so you wanna, so you like give, it's a give and take kind of thing, right? And so it's like, oh, we see she's, corralling, she's gathering her.
Like, we always have to be extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong. You have to be thin, but not too thin, and you can never say that you want to be thin. You have to say that you want to be healthy, but you also have to be thin.
Okay, cool. And so this is a good time, so you can, because you say some of the same words like back to back, and so you want to play with them. Thin, like, so what does that do? Thin, but not too thin. You want to be healthy. What does that even mean? I'm healthy. You're, what, and so you want to look. Never say you want to be too thin, right? And so, like, you want to mix it up in color so that it's all not one pace and one sound, and that keeps your audience ear engaged, right?
You have to say you want to be healthy, but you also have to be thin. You have to have money, but you never ask for money because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas.
So that you have to be a boss, but you can't be too mean. You want to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. What is this? What is going on?
You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the damn time. You have to be a career woman, but also always be looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane. But if you point that out, then you're accused of complaining. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much or threaten other women, because you're supposed to be a part of the sisterhood. But always stand out. But never forget that the system is rigged. So find a way to acknowledge that, but also be grateful. You have to never get old, never be rude, never show off, never get out of line. It's too hard. It's too contradictory. And no one gives you a medal or says thank you.
So it's too hard, so like whatever that explosion is, like whatever that does to you, and then talk to them. No one gives you poured your heart out, and no one said thank you. No one said you're welcome. No one said you saved my life, and you did it. And so like there's a shift that can happen there, where you can color and all of that stuff. And so good thing, I'm glad that you told me this one. I don't want to watch it. But B, it's one of those things that if you do grab a monologue from something, especially something that's like so well known, which is so hard in theater, especially musical theater, unless you don't know all the good music that's coming out, I mean new musicals, you're going to do some of the same things as other people, right? And so one of the tricks to that though is like, yes, you appreciate other performances or whatever that is, but then you take it and make it unique to you. And so it's like, I love whatever that is, and what I haven't seen it, so I don't really know. But it's like you want to make whatever that is specific to you, right? Because you're the one up here now.
Right. In terms of that we have to not only do it, but also everything should And it turns out, in fact, that not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault. I'm just so tired of watching myself and every single other woman tie herself into knots so that people will like us. And if all of that is also true just for a doll representing a woman, then I don't even know.
And so when you finish, I'm so tired just watching myself tie herself into knots so that people will like us. And if all of that is also true for a doll to be just to be representing a woman, then you just did it. Good. Good job. Last but not least. Yeah! You people better put that for it. Right.
So it's
What's your name?
it's singing from the show.
Okay.
His therapist is like kind of talks to him in some words. Okay. For the most part, like it's him talking.
You sing something?
I can't find like an actual place where it was written down, but YouTube has a close script.
Oh.
to do Katniss is one and catching, catching fires, catching, and if we burn, you burn with us. Ugh. I hate your shit that Thank you.
Is that the YouTube app?
No, this is just the website.
The YouTube app.
Oh, could they go back? Open. Okay.
Yeah, all right. So it's I'm asking, we think it's asking that. He has questions. You're using the scene, right?
Honestly, I stopped the season 3. I haven't seen it more than 5. So when they were in Europe,
That was season 3.
okay, that's the last season I saw.
Ooh, I love Empire. I live Empire.
Oh, I'm talking about that. I love that. Have you seen the whole show? Yeah.
Let's say one time you want to do it.
Oh, wait, what character? So it's when he's talking to his therapist, a black therapist. Oh, yeah.
You tapping in?
You should never try that one. It's like skin of a chewed fella.
Okay. I don't know. Most of the comments were like it's questions. It's usually characters. Okay, I had that all along to read it. I don't understand.
You want to go constantly?
Okay. So this is from the show Atlanta. This is about the main character, Ern, who has always been told that he's super smart. He got a full ride scholarship to Princeton, but the whole show they kind of allude to something happening, and he never really opens up to it. So after becoming a successful rapper, or I'd say singing, I don't even know, like just a manager for like famous rappers. He finally goes to therapy and opens up about what happened at Princeton. He's first of all, right? Yeah. Okay.
You were alluding to it, but what exactly happened to you at Princeton?
So, me and this girl named Sasha, we're new RAs in the same building, right? We got really close fast. I felt like I could be honest with her, right? You know, we're new friends, but good friends. Anyway, I get this job interview, and I'm really excited about it, you know? I call my parents, I get a little money from them, I scrounge up a little money, I buy a suit because I need to look presentable. I go buy the suit, then I go to the computer lab.
What did you get? What kind of suit?
Navy blue slacks and a blazer with leather loafers.
Hey, so you was down.
I was down. It was like super nice. I looked good, right? So I'm at the computer lab and my crush comes in. She asked me if I want to go to this party in Philly with her. She wants me to go. And I'm like, cool. Sasha's a couple of salt down. She hears this and offers to take my suit, stash it in her room, and I can go straight from there. I'm like, cool, thank you, you know. I go to the party, I come back, I text her to get the suit, no response. I text her again, no response. I text her a third time, same thing. Did something happen? Wait, that was supposed to be right.
Maybe something happened.
I don't think so. It was like she was ducking me. So it's hours before the interview, right? And I'm freaking out. So I'm texting her again. I'm like, hey, where's the suit? I really need the suit. And she just writes back, sorry, not around.
So, what did you do?
Man, I went downstairs, I knocked on her door, no one picked up. You know? So I went in there with my master key, and I get my suit, and I left. Big mistake. She was like furious. Like she told the dean, and it became like a real thing. He's coming back saying like, oh, this is suspension, and then it turns into expulsion. So I'm guessing, wait, let's see too. Sorry.
So I'm guessing Sasha doesn't like it.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
They started using rapist languages for what I did.
Rapist language.
Intruder, personal assault, attack on privacy. Like, I was scared. You know, I apologized, but it was like no one was listening. It's like no one cared. What
What do you think the perception was?
that this big black gorilla came into this white girl's room and just destroyed shit? I don't know. You know, as an RA, they make you feel like you have some sort of agency, but then you turn around and then all of a sudden you're OJ. It's like, why give me the master key if you don't trust me to use it?
Not that I can
Angry. Everybody on campus was talking about me. I'm like one of 12 black kids. You know I already felt alone.
What else would you do?
Her. Yes.
Wow.
Because we were supposed to be friends. We're supposed to be friends. She never even asked why I did what I did.
You trusted Sasha.
Yeah.
You were her person that you trusted.
Yeah.
Why never what happened? Because I definitely watched I watched the first season and I thought the rest of it. It's so sad and like horrible. Okay. Explain. Yeah, what's the first, the therapist says what? And then you've never shared this before, so there needs to feel like, it doesn't have to be a lot of air or time that goes by before you answer, but there needs to feel like a reservation in you, and then maybe it just like comes tumbling out, right? Because you've never said this to anyone. And so the first thing is, me and this girl Sasha, and so maybe it like just falls out of you, right? I got close really fast, and like I could, and so like maybe it's like you're, and then it's like I'm in it now, and so like you just start telling the story, but like we need to see some of the anxiety that I'm sure you have to be carrying, even though you're in a safe space. So I mean, you're not manic or anything, but like still, like you've never shared this before. This changed the trajectory of your life, and so like all of that should be laying in there, right? Okay, y'all start me out.
You alluded to it, but what exactly happened to you?
Me and this girl named Sasha, we were RAs in the same building, right?
So what exactly happened with Princeton? So look at him, and then he gives you the like, it's okay, and then breathe, and then go.
Me and this girl named Sasha, we were new RAs in the same building, right? And we got close really fast. And I felt like I could be honest with her, right? You know, we're new friends, but good friends. Anyway, I get this job interview and I'm really excited about it, you know. I call my parents, I get a little money from them, and I scrounge up a little money. I buy a suit because I need to look presentable.
Okay, so that's an integral part of like what all of that happened, the suit. So build that. So the same building, I felt like I really be honest with her, right? And so, you know, we were friends, but new friends, but we were good friends, right? So you're explaining this. And so I gave it some of that energy. Anyway, I got this job, right? So like there's a little break right there, because like you're explaining this and it's like, okay, that's not even, okay. I got this job interview. That's the important part. And then keep going.
She was right.
Start from the end.
Me and this girl named Sasha, we're new RAs in the same building, right? We got close really fast, and I felt like I could really be honest with her, right? You know, we're new friends, but good friends. Anyway, I got this job interview, and I'm really excited about it, you know? I call my parents, I get a little money from them, and I scrounge up a little money. I buy a suit because I need to look presentable.
So I call my parents, I give this money to them, and I buy this suit. Because I need to look presentable, you know, and so like frame up.
I call my parents, I get a little money from them, I scrounge up a little money, and I buy a suit because I need to look presentable. I go buy the suit. Then I go to the computer lab.
What did you get? What kind of suit?
Navy blue slacks.
So it's like, you expect them to ask you that question, like, what? Navy blue slacks and like whatever it is.
She asked a question.
Yeah, that's one.
What did you get? What kind of suit?
Navy blue slacks.
Yeah.
And a blazer with leather loafers.
So you were styled.
I was styling.
Yeah,
You see?
yeah, I was styling.
I said that a little bit more excited.
No, that was very how you said it. You clocked it. It's like, yeah, I was styling.
I was styling. It was like super nice. I look good, right? So I'm at the computer lab and my crush comes in. And she asked me if I want to go to this party with her.
So I was at the computer lab, and my crush comes in. And she asked me if I wanted to, and so like there's another shift, something else, someone else has entered the picture, right?
So I'm at the computer lab and my crush comes in. And she asked me if I want to go to this party in Philly with her. She wants me to go. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, cool, like you're cool. You trying to be cool, but you're not cool. Cool.
Sasha's a couple of stalls down. She hears this and offers to take my suit. Sasha in her room, and I can go straight from there. I'm like, cool, thank you, you know?
Okay, so when it's important information like this, so my crush walks in and she asked me if I can go with her, and I'm like, cool. Sasha is a couple calls down, she hears the story, and then she tells me that I can install my suit in her room. Why? I probably put this like closer or something, right? So like, and then I can just go straight from there. Bed, right? Thank you, you know? Right.
So I go to the party, I come back, and I text her to get the suit, no response. I text her again, no response. I text her a third time, same thing. Did something happen? Alright.
Did something happen?
I don't think so. It was like she was ducking me. So it's hours before the interview, right? And I'm freaking out. So I'm texting her again. I'm like, hey, where's the suit? I really need the suit. And she just writes back, sorry, not around.
So what did you do?
Man, I went downstairs, I knocked on her door, no one picked up. You know, so I went in there with my master key, and I got my suit, and I left. Big mistake.
So, man, so this is the part, like, we know now, like, this is what you guys are trying to force. I wouldn't, like, I just went into the room, I grabbed the suit, and I left. Like, that's all I did. It's like the hands up, like, that's it, that's all. And then, yeah, I left. Big mistake. This is the biggest mistake you're currently the biggest mistake in your life. So it's like, whatever, like, and so when you are in the moments like this, you choose, you figure out where the shifts happen. And it informs your audience, like, it takes them on the ride, as we have said before today. And so, like, just lean into like, whatever it is that you're feeling in that moment, or like, you know, internalize that. And that's a big thing that I didn't say today. I kind of said, like, don't push, like, if it's not there, it's not there. Like, get what you need out, but like, don't force it out. If you feel something, it will come out. I can see behind the eyes, right? But if you're just playing at it, I'll see that too. So will your audience. So feel it, it comes out. Right. Good job. Great job, my friends. Thank y'all so much. I think we're at time. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all had a great time. I am around. It's international. If you need anything, I'm always open and good communication. I'll send Dave all of my contact information to give to you all. I'll also send him a video that I share sometimes with people for audition tips. It's mainly for self-tape tips, but there are still some tips and actor tips in there as well. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on the email address I'll give to Dave. I know we're at time, but I can hang around for like 5 more minutes if anyone has any questions for me. If not, I'll see you on the emails or on the phone call or however you feel the need to contact me if you need to. Love you guys.
I was gonna say, if y'all wanna do it again.